Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know I have been gone for a while, but I am back. You know how I am. I'm sporadic over here, but I've got a lot to share with you. I'll be sharing with you my life update, what has been going on in my life that I haven't been on here. I'll be sharing an update on Weight Watchers, and I'll also be sharing my update on my facelift. Yes, I finally had it. We'll get into all of that right now. Hang on tight. Let's start out with life update. I've had so much going on. The first thing is that it was depressing, to say the least, losing my mom. And I was close to her and I miss her tremendously. And as many of you unfortunately probably know, this is something that it's part of life, and but it's nevertheless it's difficult to accept. I talk to my mom almost every day, and losing her has left a big hole in my heart. And I know that I have to move on. I know that that's what she would have wanted me to do. And I'm also grateful that she is not in pain or suffering as she must have been and just never let it on. So that has been something that really had me, it took me a bit to get back on my feet, if you will. Thankfully, I have the support from my brother, and of course, many of my friends that have just been so supportive during that time. That it was. I went through the divorce, and then right within a couple of days, actually, I lost my mom, and then within a couple of days came the divorce. And I'm really sorry that she didn't that she wasn't here to know, because she always asked me, is the divorce finalized yet? And unfortunately, she never knew that it went through. Life after divorce has been, it was a little bit getting used to. You are used to living with someone for a long time. Well, not a real long time. I was only married for a little over 10 years, but you get used to it. And it was a bit of kind of getting into living alone and doing things on my own. And I am very, very happy. It's nothing wrong with him. It's just the relationship just didn't work out. It was just, one of those things that life just throws our way. And, we just have to move on, and we need to learn, and we need to grow, and just feel that maybe there's something else out there. I don't feel, when I say that, it's not that I'm looking for a relationship. God, no, 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 no. Not no more relationships for me. However, I feel that I have grown as a person, and I think I'm better off now, if you will, for lack of better words. I'm happy in the whole realm of things, and I have really learned what to live by myself in these few months. Uh, it has been a bit of trial and error. Now I had to learn how to balance a checkbook again, and I needed to learn how to control, my credit cards and what I could spend on, and all of that good stuff. So that has been a real learning curve for me, but I think I've gotten through that hurdle. The next thing is I am selling my home, and I think that I had just way too many memories in this house. And even though I have it just the way I like it, I have done so many upgrades, but I think it's time. I bought this property in 2009. And then when I was married, I had it rented out for a little bit. Then we had the house in Kansas, and we had a condo here. And when the divorce went, and I that's when I had it rented. So after the divorce, I was awarded back my house. I mean, I purchased this even before I met him in like I said, in 2009. And we had upgraded it because we did move back here when we had purchased the house in Kansas. So we were spending part of the year here and part of the year in Kansas, and that's when we decided, okay, we need to upgrade. So the bathrooms are upgraded, the kitchen, everything, the closets. I redid after the divorce. I redid all the closets. What else did I do? I did something else. Oh, in the kitchen. I updated the kitchen. You'll see when I do my Weight Watchers update next week. You'll see that the cabinets are all white and they're not brown anymore. So I decided to sell this property more because of the memories than anything else. And I think it's just another step just to move on. I found a property here in Central Florida, a little bit further north from me. Many of you may be familiar with Vieira. It's a 55 plus community. Yes, I know, right? It's like, oh my gosh. But it is amazing. I mean, first of all, the home is absolutely gorgeous, but more than the home being so perfect for me, there's so many activities. I mean, there is a restaurant there, there is a bar, they have a let me start again. They have a clubhouse that's like 21,000 square feet, and it's got a restaurant, it's got a bar, it's got billiard tables, it's got a full gym. I don't even have to go out to LA Fitness anymore. I could just go. They have with all state of the art equipment. They have game rooms where you can go and you can play cards or whatever. And they have a heated pool. They have what else do they have on there? They have tennis courts. Everything. I mean, and they have activities. They have a singles night. No, I'm not looking, but I think that would be really nice to go and mingle with other singles, don't you think? I think so. And they also have day trips like to St. Augustine or to the Keys or, that kind of thing. So I'm really, really excited. And of course, I will show it to you once I do this move. Right now, this house is on the market. And why is my watch going off? I'm getting a package delivered. So as soon as as soon as I sell this one, I'll be able to finish my contract on the other one, and I'll keep you updated on that. The last thing on my life update is that I lost my job. And as many of you know, I was working with a wig company, with Wig Studio One, for about 4 or 5 years. And one day I woke up and the job was no longer there. So one of those things, I was heartbroken. I was devastated. I couldn't believe it. And I was torn. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. More than anything, because I felt that I was helping and I loved working there. But, it's just one of those things. We just need to move on, accept it. It's a new change. It's a new chapter. And thankfully, within a week, I was contacted by one of the major manufacturers, and she told me about Shirley's wig shop. And Shirley reached out to me right away, and oh my gosh, it has been amazing working with her. Well, a day or two later, I had Franny's Hair reach out to me if I wanted to work with her. And when I say work, I mean review for them. To do my wig reviews. In case you're new to my channel, I wear wigs. These two ladies, two small women-owned companies, they work with their husband, they work with their children, and they are just so nice. And it has been a breath of fresh air, and it has been a blessing in disguise to lose the job that I had and now have the opportunity to work with two such lovely, lovely ladies. And I love supporting women-owned company. I always have. Those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that I support Sydney Grace and Freeze-Co and all of these smaller women-owned companies I am a big supporter of. So now in the wig community, I have the opportunity to do the same. I'm also reviewing human hair wigs, and also I try to review those that are for small women-owned companies. So that is really exciting. I am just thrilled. If you love wigs, whether you have hair or no hair or total hair loss, head on over to my wig and Marlene's Wig and Chat studio. That's where I do all of my wig reviews. Weight Watchers. My weight has fluctuated between losing mom and the divorce and all of this, losing my job and all of these transition. It has really fluctuated. So I think all in all, I have lost now. I think at one point I had dropped 130 pounds. Now it's back to like 115 maybe, because I did gain some weight. I didn't track anything on my Weight Watchers app. I drank wine. I was I was down in Fort Lauderdale while my mom was sick, and I would just go out to eat with my brother and with friends, and it was always a bottle of wine here. It was food there, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just not even going to think about it. It's just one of those things that sometimes life gets in the way, and we can't be that strict. And that is the beauty about Weight Watchers, that you don't have to be that strict with it, that you can eat anything you want. Now, while I wasn't tracking what I was eating, I was using moderation. So if I had the option of eating fettuccine alfredo or eating fish with, which, a sea bass, Chilean sea bass with some asparagus, well, first of all, I prefer fish, so I would go that route. So even though I was drinking the wine, I tried to make good choices. And I think that's what helped me not gain that much weight. From when I returned from Fort Lauderdale after this last time that I was there, I had only really, I guess I had lost, and then I had gained only about 5 pounds. So I thought, okay, now I need to drop the last 15 pounds that I need. I'm weighing 149. Those of you that know me, you know that I started way above 200 pounds. I had gained a lot of weight, and I've gone from a size 22 to about a size 6 or an 8. It just fluctuates between there. So now I'm back on track, and how I've done it is I'm using the app every day religiously. I'm not skipping, not using the app. I am, though, incorporating foods that I wasn't eating before. So I'm eating fat-free Greek yogurt, for example, and I was never a fan of fat-free Greek yogurt. I mean, it just totally like, oh, I don't want to eat this. But you know what I discovered? The Skinny Girl has these preserves, like a strawberry preserves or raspberry preserves, and they're named after like drinks, like, or wines rather. Rose Bellini, for example, and those are 0 points. So I'll add a teaspoon or two or a tablespoon into my Greek yogurt, and it's 0 points altogether, and it's filling. I also do the same thing with cottage cheese. I had never in my life eaten cottage cheese, and I thought, let me try to incorporate it. I'm also back to walking I'm walking right now about 8 miles a day. And granted, for those of you that are new to Weight Watchers, I did not start walking 8 miles a day. I was over 200 pounds. I was going to physical therapy 3 times a week because my knees were killing me. I was in so much pain. I could barely walk up to the corner. And now I am walking a lot. So those are kind of little things that I've done. I've discovered different foods that I'm going to share with you. I'll share with you on Wednesday. I'll do a Weight Watchers Wednesday, and I'll share with you all of these different foods that I'm eating. And I started just tracking about a week ago. I've already lost like 2.5 pounds, somewhere around there. And I really want to get down to 135. That is my goal weight. So we're going to see if I make it. But I will certainly keep you posted. And I did want to let you know that I haven't gained so much weight, what I've done. And basically, it's been moderation and making good choices. That's the thing with Weight Watchers. And the last thing I want to talk about is my facelift. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Okay, first of all, I didn't have a full facelift. Not at all. I had a lower facelift. So I'm going to find a picture where you could really see those vertical cords. on my neck. I'm going to try to find one and I'll zoom it in so you can see it. I'll put a picture up here. So I had those removed. I didn't get, it's not total, it's just a lower facelift. And then I'm still swollen, by the way. If you probably could notice, like right around here, I still have a little bit of swelling. And the other thing that I had him do is remove my jowls. My jowls were really low. I still swollen. I had surgery September 29th, I think it was, September 27th. So it's already going on, I'm going on 3 months. I am still totally numb on my, right here on my jawline, and I'm almost completely numb on my neck. And for those of you that don't care for facelifts, you don't agree with it, that's okay. I think we should be respectful of each other. I respect your stand on facelifts aren't for me. We should age a certain way, and and I hope that you respect mine as well. One of the questions that my friends ask the most, and it's probably questions for any of you that are considering something like this, is it painful? I was never in any pain. It was outpatient. My surgeon, if you are in Central Florida, it's Dr. Michael Diaz in Melbourne, and he is very well known in this area. He does a beautiful job, and he has a clinic. Had surgery. It was a 6-hour surgery, and then he has a recovery room, and I was in recovery. I don't know how long, an hour or two. I have no idea. And then I went to one of my girls' house, Christy's house, and I stayed there for about a week. The first day, I was really, really swollen, and I had the drain coming out of my ears and whatnot. Went back the next day, but I wasn't in any pain. He had prescribed different pain medications. I think I took one on the second day just to help me sleep a little bit better. After that, for like from day 3 to day 5, I would take 2 Tylenols. That was it, just because of discomfort, not because of pain. There was never any pain at all. It was like incredible. So let's see, he took off those vertical cords, took away the jowls, and then he lifted just a little bit right here, just in order to give me more of a refreshed look. I said, I don't want to look stretched out. I don't want my face to look tight. I'm 66. I am not attempting to look like a 30-year-old. Not at all. I just want to be able to look in the mirror. I don't want to see the jowls. I don't want to see those cords. It's not anything, I don't think there's anything wrong with not getting it. I think this is something that we have to do. We have to do what's right for us. If having a facelift is not right for you, then I don't think you should have it. I am not here trying to say, oh, everyone's got to have a facelift. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying what works for me. What worked, what makes me happy. I want to look in that mirror and I want to say, okay, good. I'm not seeing those vertical cords and I'm not seeing those jowls. That's all. So like I said, all he did was pull it up right around my ear, just to lift it up a little bit, because my cheekbones were starting, it almost seemed to be falling. I had nothing down on marionette lines. I had nothing around my eyes, nothing on my forehead, nothing like that. Again, because I didn't want to look stretched out. So I don't really have any scarring. I have a small scar right underneath my chin. And I have a small scar, very, very tiny, right around my earlobe that goes around the back. There are certain things you can't do. You can't pick up anything heavy for the first 2-3 weeks. You can't exercise. He told me I wasn't able to get any sun, and I was really, really particular. I boarded my dog for about 3 weeks because I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to risk even walking outside. And when I picked him up, even after the 3 weeks, tons of sunscreen, a hat with a great big visor on it, and I was really, really careful because I didn't want to ruin anything. I also had gone through all of this dermaplaning as well for my skin. I don't want any of that hyperpigmentation coming back. So those are things that I took care of. I also couldn't drive for the first 2 weeks. So those are some things to take into consideration. But I think that if you are looking at getting something like this, if you are wondering about it, some things to keep in mind is that you do have to have somebody with you, at least for the first week, because you can't going up and down the stairs. Like in this house, I have stairs because this is a townhome. So I stayed at my daughter's house where it's one floor. There were no stairs for me to go up and down. You can't drive. Make sure you have somebody to drive for you. As far as foods, I think the first 3 or 4 days I was having soups. I was having oatmeal, some fruits, gelatin. Those are the things that I was eating. I didn't eat anything else. And yogurt and cottage cheese. Anything that was soft, nothing that would force me to be doing a lot of chewing. So I didn't have any chicken or anything like that. Nothing greasy or no, just the items that I mentioned. But I think that if you're concerned about pain, there is no pain, just discomfort. At least that's what it was in my case. And having somebody to be with you for the first few days and someone to drive you. What I also did, I left for when I came home because I was only at Christy's house for about a week. So when I came home, I needed to have, I couldn't be really lifting or bending down too much or anything. So right at eye level in my refrigerator before I left frozen food. So I had soups that I had made and I froze them. I had some like chicken and different whatever meals. I left probably about a week and a half, like probably about 8 or 9 meals prepared in the freezer. So the day before, I would just take it out, put it in the refrigerator so it would thaw. And that way I didn't have to worry about doing any cooking, about bending, about going in the oven, nothing like that. Everything was, I would take it from the freezer into the refrigerator and then just heat it up in the microwave or in a pot on the stove. And that was it. I mean, I was fine. And I think that I'm better every day. The only thing that I have now is just that numbing. And that is normal to have. You feel a tightness on your neck for the first few days, and the tightness is gone now. Now what I have is just that numbing feeling. And that's just part of the process. All right, I don't want to make this video 3 hours long, so let me stop. Let me know what you think. Let me know any of your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. I haven't talked to you all in such a long time. I would love to know how you're all doing. And if you've gotten a facelift, leave it down below. I would love to know what you did and how it worked for you and your experience with it, and that might help other viewers as well. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Don't forget, ladies, follow your passion, whatever it may be. I'll see you next time. Bye.